Good morning everyone, Jordan here. So, after last night's craziness with that long job with the chargers for the scooters, now it's an early morning and I'm supposed to be in the studio filming today, but I've had to just jump out and do a few urgent remedial works. So I'm here in this house which basically the tenants are moving in this afternoon. And we had a couple of RCBOs in here, these Crabtree ones that are just faulty. They failed the half times test and the 5 times test. So I've got some new ones, so I'm going to just swap those out. And there's a broken back box in the shed for a switch fuse connection unit, so I've got to sort that out and put a compression gland on a cable that's going out of an outside socket that's just going through a big hole at the moment. So there's just a few small things, but this is the problem with these EICRs where you've got tenants moving in quite soon. They need a satisfactory EICR before they can sign the tenancy agreement. So we're always a little bit under pressure, and although I've got 3 guys working for me this week, they're all booked on other stuff. So I had no choice but to come out and just do it myself, unfortunately. But hopefully it'll be fairly quick, so I'm going to get this cracked out and then I'm just doing loads of little bits and pieces all over town today. Various kind of other small jobs that we need to just do to finish off and get invoices in, and also some quotes for a couple of interesting projects coming up. So yeah, that's my day today, but I just want to show you what I was up to. As always, hit a thumbs up if you haven't done so already, and subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. Let's jump on a time lapse. Right, so I've just taken the cover off and a couple of annoying things have just happened. So first of all, the existing ones are large and these new ones that the wholesaler have given me are small, the mini ones, which the wires aren't long enough to go into the new RCBOs, so that doesn't help. But also, I asked for a 16 and a 32 and they gave me a 6 and a 32. Of course I didn't check when they gave it to me, so that's no good anyway. It's RCBOs number 2 and 5 that was supposed to be faulty, so I thought, well, what I'll do, it wasn't me who did the ICR here, it was one of the other guys. Maybe their tester was just picking up something funny on the day, so I thought I would just test it again just to check. And this one's tested out fine, so not sure what was going on there. So I'm going to test number 5 as well and just see how that one's looking, and if that's okay too, then we don't actually need to change them, which will be great. Right, so I've done the tests on these and they're all absolutely fine. I've tested all of them. So all I can assume is that either on the day some equipment was plugged in which was interfering with the RCD test, or it's just Dan's Q-Tech tester, which is rubbish and it is not working properly, so I'm going to have to talk to him about that. Yeah, not sure really what to do about that, but they all test out fine, so I'm happy to just put the board cover on and just amend that EICR. So now I've got to try and find this. There's like a kind of lean-to thing that's got a dodgy socket that's broken in it. So I don't know how to get to it, but I think it must be outside somewhere. Trouble with these properties, got massive bunches of keys, and it's like, which one does the flipping door? Okay, I finally managed to get out here. So this is the problem we've got here. It's basically this box is just completely smashed off the wall. So I've just got to put a new back box on basically and just re-terminate those cables. So should be a fairly quick job. It's all a bit dodgy, like all these loose cables and stuff, but not a lot we can do about that. They don't want to go ahead with the C3s, they just want to do the C2s, so it is what it is. I mean, this is a complete bodge anyway, look at that. They've not sleeved the earth. It's a clear sort of person who didn't know what they were doing, because they've not stripped back the sheath of the twin and earth very far, and that makes it a lot more difficult. So they've crushed this cable. It's all just a bit of a mess, so I'm going to just disconnect it all and start again basically. So I know people think that I'm probably like hating on DIYers all the time and stuff on my videos, but seriously, I just don't get why people think that it's okay to wire up their own garage or shed if they're not a qualified electrician. It's like, if it's in the house, oh, it's, you know, you need a qualified electrician, but if it's outside, oh, that's fine, you know. And this is just, we see this over and over again. We see people trying to wire up their own garages or sheds and doing a rubbish job of it. And this is a classic example, you know, the cables are just completely mashed up, everything's slung in. And you can see it's a sort of a DIY person, because what they've done is they've put grommets in and then put silicone rather than using compression glands, which is just ridiculous. So, just annoys me really, why people think they can do that. I just don't get it. So the nice thing about this is actually I've got a new MK back box, but the screw holes line up with the existing back box, so I don't need to drill new holes, which is quite nice. So what I'm going to do is take this in one side, take this in the other side, and then take this one out the bottom, just knock out the little knockouts, and then that will do the trick. So that one should, if I'm correct, go in there. Yeah, and then this one will go in there. And then the bottom one will go in here, right in the middle. Sometimes it's easier to just straighten up all the wires before you try to get it in the back box. Right, slight change of plan. So I've just had a look at the ICR, and actually it's not this one that was the problem. It is down here, and it's a lot worse than the one that I just showed you, unfortunately, because it doesn't have a grommet at all. And this whole place is just, you know, the outside electrics. They all come up in this conduit here, look, isn't that nice? And then it's just a bit of 1mm cable which goes in the side here, and no grommet, no compression gland, nothing. Basically this is just for the fairy lights. It's a kind of a weird BG socket. I've never seen this type before. Let me know in the comments if you've come across this. Interesting little thing. But anyway, I'm going to get the cover off and just re-terminate it. It comes from a switch fuse connection unit back at the garage down there. So what I'm going to do, I've changed it to a 3A fuse already, so at least that's protecting the cable, because it was on a 13A fuse. But I'm just going to whip this off and put a compression gland on, and it will make it better at least. But it annoys me because I'd like to sort all this out, but it's just not, you know, part of the remit, unfortunately. So I just wanted to show you this. Right, I've put the compression gland on, but that hole was massive, and there was 2 slugs in here, just like crawling around. So just get rid of those. But pretty awful, this whole thing, to be honest. It's just like a real bodge. So, but at least I'll make it a little bit better. Right, so that's all fixed now, and at least we've got the cable in a compression joint, so no more slugs. But this is quite a clever little socket really, because obviously a normal BG outdoor socket, you would never be able to fit one of these these transformer things for outside lights, but this one you can, and it just seals around the plug, so it's quite a clever little idea really.